Today on JWMCrafts, we're going to take this boring old paper, stain it, and turn it into this beautiful aged paper you can use for handouts and maps in your D&D games. And at the end of the episode, I'll show you how to add some extra flair. First, you take your paper, you print out whatever you'd like on it. In this case, I made a tavern map just for the video. And let's tear the edges up just a little bit to make it a little more spiced up. In this case, I am using the Hammer Mill Premium copy paper. It's 32 pounds. I don't think that really matters, but I'll just throw it in there for you guys. I also made a map. Found this website online that will generate maps for you, and I'll throw that down in the description as well. But just getting the edges ripped up here. Next, we're going to take our map or our handout or whatever, and what I like to do is fold them. Yeah, so we take our map and we're going to fold it as well, and that'll add some extra areas where that stain will be able to sit in and help make it look a little bit more aged here. All right, there we go. That's our map of a city. And next we're going to take and crunch it up a little bit. I know this seems a little counterintuitive, but we're going to crunch it up before we weather it, so that way the stain will also kind of stay in those little recesses and help the paper. So you're going to take a casserole dish and pour some hot water in it. And for this case, I'm going to be using some instant coffee for the stain. I didn't really measure, but I just took a nice, decent scoop and just mixed it into the solution for the stain. So once you do that, you take whatever paper, handout, map, whatever, and we're just going to just dip it right in. And you can tell even without baking it that this stain has already stained really nice on the paper, especially in those fold lines like I was saying before. Be sure to get all of the areas of your handout, because if not, it'll leave some like ugly white places. Try to drip dry it as much as you can. You don't want any kind of like streaks that make it look like you just dipped your map in coffee before. So there it is on our baking dish. You just lay it out as flat as you can. And I will say you will need to try to get those air bubbles out because it'll create some nasty spots. I'll show you later. So I'm just doing the same thing here with the map that we made. And see that corner? Be sure to get that extra corner as well. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna lay it on our baking sheet. And there it is in the sheet, that extra stuff. Let's dab that off with a paper towel. We're going to throw it in the oven at 300 degrees for 5 minutes. It seemed to work online. I've seen anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, but 5 minutes really seemed to work for me in my case, but feel free to experiment. I just want to show this little time lapse here. You can actually see how the paper starts curling up, and that's how you know when it's ready. It'll curl up and it will not stick. If your paper is sticking to the pan, then it's not ready. Throw it back in for a couple more minutes. And here's our final result here. You can see how well that coffee stained the paper. It's not a really deep stain. If you wanted a deeper stain, you could go back and do the same thing again. However, this was perfect for what I needed it for. And there's the menu. I think it came out pretty well. I don't know exactly what I did, but the edges seemed more worn and had more stain on it, so I really like that effect, so try to experiment around with that. You can see on this blank piece of paper, that's the one that had the big air bubbles, and you can see how it's left those big white patches that don't look super great. And you can also see in the top left corner, if you let your paper touch the sides of the pan, it won't really stain very well from the stain just coming down. But all in all, it worked out pretty well. And yeah, there's another close up of that spot there. So you could go back over some more stain. And the paper did rip a little bit at the fold line, so just be careful of that. But I mean, it honestly adds to the effect. So if you want to add some seals, I got this sealing glue gun wax off of Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It's meant to go in a glue gun. Um, I believe this one's 10 millimeters, but my glue gun was too small. So we are going to actually take a lighter and use it. If you have like one of those wax burning kits, like with the little scoop that you can like heat it up in, that's way better because I'll show you how like unintuitive it was for me. And then this is just our wax seals. I got this as a gift for Christmas, and it works really well. I'll show you a better close up here in a minute, but this is our close up. This is just a little dragon seal. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to take I made a wanted poster for Monster Parts. It's just like from the Jarl of the area. And I just wanted to make it a little more official. There's also, see that white up there? That's from it where it hit the edge of the pan. So try to avoid that as well. So we're going to take our stamp, our paper, and we're just moving the light so you can see a little better here. But we're going to take that wax in our lighter and just heat it up. I will say with this specific one, I don't know if we'll do with others. If you're using a lighter, the wax will catch fire, as you can see there. So be sure to just blow it out and make sure you do it over a surface that is not flammable. I would much rather use one of those wax like melting kits, just to avoid having an open flame over a piece of paper. But just do that at your discretion. Make sure you have your stamp facing the right way before you put it down, because that's not really something you can easily undo. But we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes, make sure it hardens all the way. And after that, we're going to take our stamp, very carefully remove it. Really try hard not to break the seal, but it comes completely off all the way. It's very, very effective there. And you can see all that detail transferred directly right into the seal. And that's all I have for this video today. Feel free to like and subscribe, and take a look at my Patreon and other social links in the description. I want to say, as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.